You're about to see what every Porsche driver dreams of. A Porsche, Europe's best roads, and a drive you won't forget. I'm Andres Vidoza. I create tech, I create car content, and I've been lucky enough to own Porsches like the 981 GT4, 991.2 GT3, and 992 GT3. But today is special. It's the day I've been dreaming of ever since Porsche became part of my life. You see, not only did the brand bring us for one of the most private tours you can get at the museum and archive, but they also handed us two Taycans to experience for the entire week. Taycan Turbos we took from Germany to Austria and from Austria to Slovenia, where we encountered some of the most magnificent roads and we got to experience true Porsche DNA brought to life through the Taycan. From active ride keeping us flat through Austria's valleys to the two-speed gearbox punching us out of the corners, the car felt unreal. As we drove from Stuttgart to Salzburg, through Villach into Bohun, across Lake Bled to reach Piran, the Taycan just made everything effortless, planted, sharp, and unbelievably smooth. It was the perfect way to experience Porsche in a form I never expected. Oh, it is so cold, but we're here in Stuttgart at the Porsche Museum, and we're about to drive all the way to Slovenia with a couple of Taycans. Wow, we are here, guys. Porsche Museum. It's a dream come true for me. Wow, oh my god, this is crazy, guys. Hi, nice to meet you, Andres.
Nice to meet you, welcome.
Thank you so much.
Frank.
Hi, Jan.
Hi, good to see you. It's already open? Yes. Last week nothing happened.
What if I told you I got access to one of the most exclusive rooms at Porsche? A room filled with history, original documents, design, sketches, engineering blueprints, their old way of configuring cars for clients. Porsche Archive is filled with some of the most incredible reminders of why this brand means so much to people. I mean, even their earliest electric experiments sit there, quietly hinting at the future. And when you get into a Porsche electric vehicle afterward, it feels like Porsche returning to its roots. Yeah, I bet you didn't know that, right? Because I didn't either.
Without the fascination for electricity, we wouldn't be here. You know?
Right.
Ferdinand Porsche has been fascinated by electricity.
Back in 1898, Ferdinand Porsche designed the drivetrain of what is now seen as the first Porsche-related car, the Egger Lorna C2, a fully electric vehicle. In fact, Porsche worked on quite a few electric-driven vehicles in its early days, but the archive room is filled with everything that made Porsche what it is today, including a deep history of racing.
Winning trophy of Le Mans 2017.
This is original?
But be careful.
Yeah, no, don't.
And they won it with a 919 hybrid.
The fact that Porsche was founded as a construction and engineering office, designing and solving problems for other manufacturers long before creating the first Porsche 356 gives the brand's origin story an entirely different weight. And in 1952, an Austrian artist named Franz Xaver Hempels, I always butcher this name, but he created what we now know as the Porsche crest, first seen on the 356.
Franz Xaver Reimspies, difficult name, yeah. What was his name again? Say. No, you do. One more time. It's Franz Xaver Reimspies. He was an engineer working for Porsche since 1932. Yeah.
Oh wow. He drew this original everything?
Yes. Later on, if you are in the museum, yeah, you're going to see this again.
Okay.
But remember, everything which is printed, paper stuff in a museum is not original.
Oh man, knowing and seeing history changed the way I walked through the museum. Suddenly everything just made sense. Every detail, every car, every moment on display I just knew what I was looking at.
Here is how to open the door.
Yes.
This cord?
Yes.
So this is the same thing that you guys still do in the GT3 RS cars.
We try
Wow,
to.
that's very... Bro, like what?
I got to see the 356, Porsche's first race car. They also used to build tractors. I even got to see Porsche's iconic 901 before they changed it to the 911 due to patent conflicts with Peugeot. The entire museum was filled with the most iconic cars ever, and even though I was looking at world record-breaking vehicles in here, along with the most exciting vehicles like the GT1, my entire focus was on one single car, the CGT.
Unreal. I'll just share a bit with you guys. Never sat on this, obviously. Carrera GT. Manual transmission, as it should be. This is unreal, unreal.
Like what? That's crazy. Just let me sit in here. Listen, the Porsche Museum is just filled with so much history, so many amazing racing moments the brand has had, but the reality of things is that I wasn't there for that. I was here to experience Porsche reconnect with its origins. With the Taycan turning a century-old electric idea into reality, this, ladies and gentlemen, were the two Taycan turbos we'd be taking across Germany, Austria, into Slovenia, a journey to show that Porsche's DNA isn't necessarily only defined by fuel, but by feel. And the Taycan is proof that electricity can still carry that DNA into the future.
Welcome to yet another trip. Currently we're in Stuttgart, where we got to experience the Porsche Museum, which is an unbelievable place. If you guys have the chance to come, I really very much suggest you take a few hours of your day to come here because it's unbelievable. But I got the chance to pick up a couple of cars, a Taycan Turbo and a Taycan Turbo Cross Turismo, which we will be driving to Slovenia.
Our first pit stop was 400 kilometers away, and my journey began in Stuttgart, driving the Cross Turismo and making sure our Porsche charging planner lined up with my first destination in Salzburg. In fact, I left the museum with a full charge and drove the car in normal mode all the way to our first charging stop, where we had 90 kilometers left. And the fun thing about chargers in Europe is that with a 300 kilowatt charger, you can go from something like 37% to 80% in like 20 minutes. And it's funny because by the time I got to Salzburg, I was back again at 37%, although I needed some juice to get to our final destination, Villach.
Okay, so check this out. The cool thing about Porsches, especially the electric cars, of course, is that you can literally preset a battery limit charge and then calculate that route based on that limit, right? So like 61% right now, that's gonna bring me 2 hours from here, and when I get to that destination, I'm gonna be at 15% because that's how I calculated the route within the GPS, which is super cool. Obviously, I can charge it more than that, and I'll get to that destination with more juice, but it's a cool little feature that these cars have. Like, for example, let me show you quickly right here what I mean about that. You see right there? That's like my destination sort of route. There's 183 kilometers left, 2 hours drive. I charge now for a bit less than 5 minutes or a bit more than 5 minutes, and then I'll get to the destination with 15%.
Open my eyes, I slept through the day. Slept through the day.
Good morning, guys. It's actually quite cold, but it's not as cold as in Montreal, obviously. We're actually in Villach, I think that's what it's called, which is a town/city that borders Slovenia. It's in Austria, so we're not totally in Slovenia, but today we are actually driving into Slovenia, where we're going to be visiting Mangard Saddle and Virsik Pass. Wow, the mountains here are crazy. Listen, yesterday we drove the car all the way here in normal mode. Today is going to be a different story. I'm still in normal mode, but if I use this thing right here and twist twice, I put it in Sport Plus. And that's how we're going to be driving this car today, because you can't just drive a Taycan Turbo in normal mode all the time. I mean, you got a Taycan Turbo. Might as well drive it the proper way. We are currently in Slovenia. We just crossed from Austria and then a tiny little bit from Italy, and now here. I don't know if you guys see these mountains, but this is probably the craziest thing I've ever seen with the snow. And the car, obviously, and Jan freezing. Can't really see that much, but two Taycans following each other in these roads. It's kind of crazy, if you ask me.
With a full charge, I was able to cross the border of Slovenia, heading all the way to Mangard Pass and Versik Pass. But I had to take a quick stop because, I mean, look at this. The fact that I was here with a couple of Porsches is just a dream come true. And both of these cars weren't just any electric Taycans. I was so happy that I was driving what you'd consider a top-of-the-line model, the Turbo. After a quick first stop to admire the scenery here, we moved on with our driving all the way to Mangard Pass. However, due to the snow, they had closed it. But we continued driving along these amazing Slovenian roads where I really got the chance to push and experience what Porsche is all about.
Here he goes, Versik Pass, because we couldn't go to the other one. We are heading 4 kilometers up according to signs, so it's gonna be fun. We're gonna take the Taycan Turbo Cross Turismo through these windy roads in Sport Plus, because that's how you gotta do it, right? Now, this car has a dynamic chassis control and torque vectoring, which only enhances driving performance, but also it helps maintain stability of the car. That's why through these roads, you really feel like the car just sticks to the ground. For example, right here, I'm heading to this corner, right? Here we go. The car just takes it so... Look at this. Oh my God. Effortless. It's incredible. I mean, the stability that this car offers, it's insane. Plus the air suspension that it has, it makes the road feel like you're driving on a cloud, which is mind-boggling. Look at this. Look at these roads. Oh my God. The car just hugs. And the steering wheel, the feel, it's just a Porsche DNA. It's undeniable when you drive a car like this. As much as we love combustion engines, me included, I promise you, I love them. You can't deny that electric Porsches, they still feel like Porsches. Look at this. It's like cutting through butter with a proper knife. This being the knife, of course.
And like so, with this much fun and love for the road, it's exactly how I got to one of the most incredible places I've been in my life.
Bro, we're Canadian, broski.
Listen, yeah, drifting in the snow wasn't really working, but after all those gorgeous pictures we took there, we decided to stop by this beautiful resort right next to a man-made lake in order to eat some schnitzel with the crew. We stayed till late in the evening there, and damn, does it get quite cold here.
Oh my God, it's so cold, but the good thing is that we have heated seats, and right here, bam, heated steering wheel, so that's awesome. So, oh my God, is it cold? We are an hour away from our hotel, which is in Bohinj. I think that's what it's called. Sorry again if I'm butchering the names. Currently still in Sport Plus. I've been driving Sport Plus the entire day, and I still have plenty of juice. 63%, 199 kilometers. Beautiful. I mean, I don't feel stressed. No reason to feel stressed. But anyways, tomorrow we are going to be going to this lake close to where we are staying tonight. We are going to pass it, but the thing is that it's so dark. It gets dark quite early. It's only 6 p.m. But yeah, we are an hour away. So we're going to enjoy this drive, that's for sure.
And just like so, we drove from Villach, passing by some of the most beautiful places in Europe, all the way to our resort in Bohinj. A beautiful resort I was going to show you later next day, but with 46% and 173 kilometers left of range, I never once felt stressed today driving in Sport Plus through those amazing roads.
Ooh, it's cold. It's not too cold, but it is cold. I don't like being cold in the morning. Listen, today we're going to Napoleon Bridge, which is an hour and 50 minutes away from Bohinj. I think that's how you pronounce it. But I'm very excited to take on this drive. And I'm gonna take on this drive again in Sport Plus because yesterday the battery was absolute perfection. You know, I was driving through the passes and just having fun with the car here and there, and I was just very confident with my battery life, which is absolutely stunning. Today I'm also gonna show you the interior of this car because I've had the chance to spend quite a bit of time with it. And this brown, I thought I wouldn't like it, but I absolutely love it.
If you don't have a story to tell while driving, it can get quite boring, right? Well, you know what? Not with this crew. Not only did we run into little hiccups like road closures and having to put the car in off-roading mode in order to get through nonsense, but as the crew and I took detours and we were admiring the beautiful scenery that Slovenia had to offer, John and I realized that, well, we were going around in circles trying to take those detours.
Bro, we're going the same. We just saw this woman.
Yeah. Hi.
Marco, you went back to where we were.
Yes, that's true.
And you know what? Filming these type of videos isn't easy. Not only we are at work, but we're also trying to take it all in. And at the same time, doing some small shenanigans to try and get the best angles possible. After all, one day, John and I will be old enough to be able to revisit these memories. It's not every day that you get to drive to places like Napoleon Bridge, for example.
We are 36 minutes away from the Napoleon Bridge. You know what I've realized is that this car doesn't have Porsche's active ride. Now, what is Porsche's active ride? It's very interesting. So Porsche's active ride is this system that uses active dampers along with air suspension to really control the car. So you guys know when you accelerate and you brake, there's a lot of weight transfer going on. Well, the car controls that. And you know what's funny? I went to my local Porsche dealership once and I saw the latest Panamera, which is the first car that, you know, Porsche implemented this technology into. And when I opened the door, the car literally went up. So I think that's called comfort entry, if I'm not mistaken, which is really cool. And it's something that the red Taycan Turbo has. And I'm gonna show you guys how that's like, because it's really cool. And another thing that I have to do is drive that car to really experience the difference between this and that when it comes to cornering. I think that's gonna be really interesting.
Listen, the Cross Turismo is exceptional. It's the car that you take with you on long road trips. And it's been a fantastic car with a beautiful spec. I mean, this here was configured with a saddle brown interior featuring OLEA tan leather made with olive leaf extract. In short, making this beautiful interior a lot more environmentally friendly. And they didn't make me say all of this, I actually found that myself. I also found out that I have both speakers, 18-way seats, the Chrono package, Racetex roof liner, all paired with a central display giving you full control over driving modes, charging planning, climate, and navigation, all wrapped in a UI that's fast and incredibly easy to work with. And it's also got a passenger display that turns the co-pilot into part of the experience. They can browse media, adjust settings, or follow the route in real time, all on a beautifully integrated panel. It is honestly a gorgeous interior, and unlike the red Taycan, the thing that stands out the most in here is the brown. It's really well done, and the car does truly an amazing job at delivering comfort no matter where you are sitting.
Oh, so here we are, Napoleon's Bridge. It's actually called Napoleon's Bridge because Napoleon's troops actually marched on it, which is very interesting. I think in 1790 something, which is really cool. That's what I love about Europe. It's like you have like real history in here, and it's very, very interesting. Let's take a look at it.
Napoleon's Bridge is a 19th century stone bridge near Kobarid that crosses the Soka River. Legend says it was first built during Napoleon's campaigns, later rebuilt and strengthened over time. But today it stands as a quiet reminder of the region's turbulent past, set against some of the most unreal turquoise water in Slovenia, with roads nearby that are genuinely incredible to drive on. Listen, my goal was to finally switch cars. I wanted to experience what the other Taycan Turbo had to offer, because the truth is that this car was packed with crazy features, race techs everywhere, carbon fiber pillars, Burmaster speakers, TVs in the back, more carbon fiber. This here truly is a sporty Taycan that made me want to try and engage with its Porsche Active Ride feature.
I'm actually gonna put this in Sport Plus. Okay. Let's give this bad boy a try. This road is crazy. It's like straight from a James Bond movie. Oh wow, okay. Yeah, you immediately feel the difference. The body roll is like non-existent. Oh, okay, that's nice. Wow. This is just a little quick trial for me. I just want to feel the car in those little turns. But I'm gonna be driving it back to the hotel. So it's gonna be very fun because the mountains just go around and stuff.
Listen, as we were driving along the river, we decided to stop and grab a quick bite at a bistro nearby. And yes, this was going to be the car I was going to drive back to Bohin, and hopefully drive back to Lake Bled. But as we were driving through these roads on our way to one of the most, if not the most popular lake in Slovenia, it was indeed getting quite dark. And when you are in between mountains, which is something I don't often get to experience, the sun sets way earlier, hiding behind them. Meaning that at 4 p.m, we were already losing sun quickly, so it made our visit to Lake Bled impossible. But you know what? Going back to the hotel and blasting music plus enjoying this drive was also not a bad idea.
Between normal, Sport and Sport Plus, there's like various degrees of intervention when it comes to the ride. It is a lot more noticeable in Sport Plus, and what I mean about that is that the car definitely stays more planted. I think it lowers the height of the ride by about 30 millimeters, and the body roll and the pitch is just incredible. I mean, I'm comparing this to the Cross Turismo. I mean, my body feels it. I'm not an automotive journalist by any means, and I'm not quite sure about the engineering behind it all, but my body definitely just feels it. I feel the difference when I'm taking sharp turns. I feel the difference when I'm stopping and going. It definitely is there. This is not a gimmick. Now, is it something that's worth opting in terms of options? It depends how you want to drive your Taycan. But if you are definitely a driver that likes driving, then maybe you want to think about it. Let's put it that way. We made it with 60 kilometers in terms of range, and I was driving in range mode, which was still very fun. Really cool because I got to try out the sound system in this car, which is unbelievable. Just like driving at night and blasting music is insane. Like I said, this car has the Burmaster sound system, and it is unbelievable. I was just playing with some of the settings. Man, does it sound really, really, really good. I love it. I don't really feel like I need a sweater, but it does get cold. I'll put a sweater. Because your fingers are too...
To what?
So, we are going to Lake Bled, and then we are going to Villa Fabiani.
So patiently, all the way for long. Got everything into place.
Man, another cold day outside. This time, we were heading to Lake Bled, A bit of a snowy and rainy morning, but nothing this car could not handle. Lake Bled was actually about 30 minutes away. We got pretty close to the lake and we got to take some really epic shots of the cars with a castle in the background, almost like out of a Harry Potter movie. We spent quite a bit of time trying to scout the area to see what was up. The reality is that Lake Bled is one of those places that just doesn't look real. It's got this fairy tale feel to it, with a mirror still lake, an island with a church floating in the center, a castle clinging to the cliffside above the town. The truth is that I honestly could not stop sending pictures to my wife, and when I was told that we could eat at the castle rising over the town, I immediately felt like this trip had just leveled up. I was about to ask you, have you guys ever eaten at a castle? But that's such a silly question. This is the craziest thing ever. The castle all the way at the top was even more magical, and looking down at the lake, I swear it felt like Harry Potter was about to fly past on his broom. It was one of the nicest dinners we had there, truly, but nothing will come close to what I experienced in Villa Fabiani, our final destination that day. We were about 140 kilometers away from Villa Fabiani, and driving the car in normal mode with some massage seats was the cherry on top that day. Currently 10 minutes away, car's at 57%. We should be getting to destination with 55%. Ooh, that was tight. So here we were at Villa Fabiani. Villa Fabiani is this quiet, elegant state tucked into the Slovenian countryside, the kind of place that feels untouched by time. Surrounded by vineyards and soft hills, it has a warmth and charm that immediately pulls you in. The owner that invited us here, turns out that he is currently working on building his own Porsche museum. He's got an insane collection of cars he would like to eventually open to the public, and he's one of the few lucky ones to be able to own a few Porsche tractors. Insane. It's honestly one of the nicest places I've had the pleasure of staying at. Good morning, guys. This morning I actually went around to take a look at the property. I'm sure I talked about it probably before this vlog or something, but it's very beautiful. They throw a lot of weddings here. This morning we're gonna go to Piran, which is close to the water, by the water, a little town that's absolutely beautiful. We sadly didn't have the chance to take a look at his car collection because he has them all stored at his dealership because he's building this big building that's going to store them all in there, and he's gonna call it some sort of Porsche museum, where all the visitors that come here to this villa are going to have the chance to visit that museum and take a look at his car collection, which is really cool. But we saw his tractors yesterday. In fact, he started one for us. So that's pretty cool, right? Anyhow, let's go to Piran. That was tight. I guess we can say now we're going to Piran. So now we're stuck in a bit of snow and in a bit of traffic, so that's great. Listen, I don't know if you guys have ever heard about Porsche Torque Vectoring Plus. It's a really interesting system, actually, that improves driving dynamics, stability, and steering position as you're going around corners. And the way that the system works is really cool. I don't know what engineer thought about this, but it's awesome. So when you're taking a turn, the inside wheel actually brakes while the outside wheel pulses in torque. So that's awesome because it allows the car to give you a bit more stability and precision as you're taking the corner and some more yaw as you're
doing that right. And when you're entering that corner, you want to make sure that as you're getting out, you have proper torque and you also have full traction. So that's very important. And the whole system really allows for that, especially because the differential is electronically managed. So it really, you know, it controls the torque between both wheels depending on when you're turning and where you're turning, whether you're going left or right. It really controls and manages it very, very well. And that's something that the Taycan has, and you can definitely feel it in these roads.
Piran, our final destination this trip before going to Salzburg and taking a plane back home. Honestly, we really didn't get lucky with the weather. As much as we wanted to go out and walk around, things were empty and closed due to the rain, but at least we got some really, really cool pictures out of it. Listen, Piran is a small medieval seaside town on Slovenia's Adriatic coast, known for its Venetian architecture, narrow stone streets, and a stunning waterfront that feels like a blend of Italy and Slovenia. It has this modern part to it where it was a lot more lively, and it's also where for the first time I was parallel parking and I realized that this park assist and surround view system is insane. It's basically a full 3D surround view system that visualizes the car and its surroundings in real time, helping you navigate in parking situations.
Look at how precise that is. That is crazy. Look at that. Very, very accurate. That's awesome. I really like that. So there you go, both Taycans right here. So we actually decided that we are going to be eating a bit further away from Old Town, because every time you go in and out, you kind of have to pay, which is normal. And it's beautiful, by the way. It's definitely worth the money if you want to visit Old Town.
With the sun coming out, I actually had the chance to play with a glass roof. The Taycan's electrically dimmable roof uses electrochromatic glass, letting you shift the entire roof from clear to a few other options with a tap. Listen, just like so, we had a 4-hour drive all the way back to Salzburg. I knew I had to stop at least once during that 450-kilometer drive because at that point, I only had 276 kilometers of range. So we drove that entire evening non-stop, where we found ourselves charging the car at 25%.
Let's see. Wow, it charged pretty quick. 64%. All right, we're getting there. I think we have about 2 hours left to Salzburg. Just waiting for it to charge, head back, and then tomorrow we're going to Munich so we can leave. It's been a journey.
Listen, this has been the craziest journey I've ever had. We drove a little over 2,000 kilometers in total to get to some of the craziest destinations with some of the coolest people I've ever met.
Listen, you guys let me know how you've been liking Porsche vehicles, but the one really good thing is that it still feels like a Porsche. That's a really good thing, and I'm happy with that. Very happy with that. Listen, I am actually going to go walk around Salzburg for a little bit because I really want to see the city a tiny little bit just before we leave to Munich to take a plane to go back home. But let me know what you thought about this trip. If you guys have enjoyed this video, which was fantastic, honestly, this trip was really cool, let me know as well, and I will see you guys next Sunday like always. Take care.